We back. It don't stop. Player T, that's me. Hollywood in the hood. Doing it really, really big. I'm right here with a pillar of the community that's been holding the community together for quite some time now. Right here, Cleveland City Council Representative, Ward 9 Councilman Kevin Conwell right here. Hey, Kevin, how you doing, man? Thank you for coming on board, man. And you know what? I got to say, Kevin, man, I know, over the past year or so, you've been coming back to full strength, coming back to health. You're looking good, man. I just want to commend you, man, through all the hard work that you've been doing, and still when you were sick, man, you didn't really complain about it or use it as an excuse.
You know, you and I, we eat the right food, work out every day. Eating the right food, working out every day, that's very, very important. Mind, body, and spirit.
Mind, body, and spirit.
First thing first, man.
So you had your family supporting and encouraging you back to good health.
Yeah, that cancer is a rough thing, man. It's really, really rough. But, you know, I was telling someone earlier today, we were discussing cancer, and I said, you know what, the biggest shock that I saw is when I went to Cleveland Clinic, and the doctors were walking around with all teary-eyed, and they didn't want to tell the councilman that he had cancer. And so this lady named Eloise told me, she said, Councilman, you have cancer. So all I heard was the peanuts, wah, 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 wah. So I went in the back room, sit down, went to the bathroom on the toilet and cried. But the only thing you see is family and friends. You see weddings, you see the meaning of Christmas, you see 4th of July, you see all those things that you see and nothing else matters. So that was very, very important. That was eye-opening. So anytime there's an activity or an event, what I do now, I just stop, go see my nephew's football games, go play with my 7-year-old granddaughter. She say, push me in the swing, Poppy. I go push her in the swing, man. Because, you know, those moments are very, very precious. Yeah. And it taught me something. That was my commenders.
Now, that's so very true. Now, be it that you are this family, man, these family values are important to you, and you're taking the time to stop and smell the roses. We are here for a particular reason. And Kevin's here tonight, and you're in support of Kevin Kelly that's running for mayor. He's the mayoral candidate for Cleveland right now, along with Justin Bibb. And I wanted to, when we got wind to bring you on, I really wanted to do that because I really wanted to hear from your perspective, because you and your wife, come to find out, are really supporters of Kevin Kelly. And when I was looking into it, I see that you appreciated his family values. Mr. Kelly has 5 daughters.
Right.
You know, and you were commending him about that.
Yeah, fatherhood is very, very important. You know, the best thing that a father can do for his children is to respect his children's mother. And when you look at Kevin Kelly and his 5 daughters, see, a young lady, she learns how to pick a good man just by watching dad. Even when the young girl is first born and the daddy is in the delivery room, he grabs his daughter and put her right on his chest, and she feels the power of a man. And she learns and by growing up just by watching dad. So I watched Kevin and his daughters, and how his daughters look at him, and you see it in their eyes, they see daddy. They see daddy. And I see his wife, Elizabeth, respecting him also. So these are transferable skills that transfer over to good leadership.
Now, before you had dealings with Kevin Kelly, and because he rose through the ranks.
Right.
He became the president of City Council.
Right.
And you've been a long-time member of City Council. You watched him ascend.
Right.
So before you got to know how he treated his daughters, how he treated his wife, what did you think of him early on for you to gain respect for him, to even want to start paying attention to those things?
Well, I watched him first thing first when You know, I pioneered the fatherhood movement.
Yeah,
We
you
took it
did.
to a national level, was honored National Father of the Year back in 2001. So when Governor Taft gave us money to push the fatherhood movement, I went to see Kevin Kelly. He was the chairman of the board for the May Dugan Center, the Spanish center over there on the west side. So our goal was to open up a fatherhood center in Glenville at Corey Church, 11111 East 105th Street. Go to May Dugan Center, open up a fatherhood for the Spanish brothers over there, and then hit the southeast side. So when I met Kevin at May Dugan Center, we got acquainted right there. And he signed the contract, and then we started a Spanish fatherhood group.
So he took on to your principles. He took to your beliefs, and worked with you across the aisles.
Right. Before he became, because me as an activist, I was an activist before I became a councilman. So I know almost every activist or whoever doing anything in the neighborhood, in the streets, because I walk the streets now.
Yeah. Is it a thing about? Is it a thing about the city coming down on the owners of these places, forcing them to come up to code? Does any of the money has anything?
They'll do that too, and they'll help the landlords also by giving them grants to upgrade their
Is
properties.
that right? Mm-hmm. So we ain't just leaning on you, getting all on you about it. Okay.
Yes, we'll do the grants. We do the grants. Right.
And you co-wrote the policy for that.
Oh, definitely, man. The main thing for a council member is to write policy and bring home money. Write policy and bring home money. That's our number one job, and to write policy for people to live, work, and travel to the city of Cleveland.
Why do you think Kevin has taken on to you and Yvonne, which is Yvonne Conwell, the county councilwoman? Why do you think Kevin has taken on to you all so much?
Well, we were the first to endorse him because I sit back and I watch Kevin, and I reached out to him. I needed Kevin also as the council president to push policy, not only dealing with lead, but dealing with Glen Village at 1400 East 105th Street. That's your new Black Wall Street. That's your new Black Wall Street. It's at 1400 East 105th Street. A $15 million building is there. And in that building, you had Black Box fixed, but we're going to bring in, they left. That's another long story. But they were doing well, and they left. We're going to bring in Zanzibar there.
Zanzibar?
Zanzibar. Wow. About the latter part of November or December. And then we have other African-American businesses in there. And the rent, I think it's around $300 a month.
What's a prerequisite to get in there if you're a black business?
You go and you put it in at economic development, and you talk with a Brianna Butler at 664-2000. 664-2000. We have recording rooms in there. Also, everything I do have studios in there, so it relate to me. And it's at 14. You guys been there when we first opened it up.
Yeah.
You were right there.
Yeah.
I have recording studios, all that.
It's really nice.
It's at 1400. Nice. When they say Black Wall Street, this is a new Black Wall Street. It's right there. Yeah. Yeah, the setup. And then we have an atrium on the outside with the plaza, where you could do performances there. You could do jazz and all that.
In your opinion,
it's nice.
In your opinion, does Mr. Kelly revel in your enthusiasm as well for the community and that Wall Street area? Does he revel in your enthusiasm?
Definitely. I see the outcome measures. We broke ground in June for a women's center, $3.2 million center on Lee Avenue. The Fisher House, another $15 million building is across the street from the Black Wall Street, Glen Village. East 105, he helped me bring in dollars there. That's $21 to $23 million for that streetscape. Yeah. And 105, I don't think anybody in this room was born. It was in 1978 when 105 last time. It was, you saw the streetscape there. Rehab. Yeah, but this was in 1978. That's $23 million. So $23 million for East 105th Street, $15 million for the new Black Wall Street, Glen Village at 1400 East 105th Street. Commercial. The Fisher House across the street, 1500. That's another $15 million building. That Fisher House niche is a Ronald McDonald that house that is connected to VA. And in back of it is Volunteers of America. That's another $3.2 million. And this Monday coming up on the 18th of October, I'm pushing legislation through with council and President Kevin Kelly for $13 million.
For what's going on
in
with
Glenville. We're going to build 20 houses, and we're going to raise Harry E. Davis and build 20 new houses, affordable homes.
In that area?
In that area right over there. Orville. That means demolition. Yep, demolition. We raise it, demolition.
Now that's
$13 million right there.
Iconic building right there. You know,
13. Right, knock down the old. It guys, they have asbestos in there.
What's the thing in that is, you know?
Asbestos.
Okay.
Cancer.
Yeah, okay. So we might as well get rid of that. Yeah. Build some property where the city can benefit off.
Right. And the houses are going for $140,000, $225,000. You can get a house there for $600-700 a month, rent to own eventually in the area. That help us cut down on the gentrification that's happening right around there.
Well, you know what, Kevin, you've been working for so long. It seems to me, you know, looking from the outside, looking in, you've really been trying to tie the University Circle corridor with Ward 9, and you've been relentless at it. What gives you confidence that Mr. Kelly, when he becomes the mayor, when he has more responsibilities than just the city council president, what gives you the confidence that he's gonna help you bring that to fruition?
Because he's already helped me, he's helping me now. See, I look at the outcome measures, what you're doing right now. The proof is in the pudding. When I first became the council member over here, you guys right here stopped me and said, Councilman, you need to bring this neighborhood back to life.
Yeah, we sure did.
Tops was closed over there, all of that. When I came in, and now, but we're growing. It's me pushing it. Yep. So we're making it seamless with University Circle, and with putting 105 together, that infrastructure there, as well as Parkwood Drive, right behind, right over here. We're working on that. Then we can make it. You start making it. So he's working with me now, and I just can't turn my back on him since he's working with me now. I don't know Bibb. I'm not trying to hurt Bibb. I would never talk bad about the brother, young brother. I just don't know him, and he's never been out there with us.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we get to know Mr. Bibb. You know,
right.
A lot of us just know the namesake.
Right.
Matter of fact, is he even related to Leon Bibb?
He related to Leon Bibb.
Yeah, I kind of thought he was kind of slim like him and had the eyes like him. I kind of thought they were a little related. I ain't really want to say that on air. Kevin, you know, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, but I can't. He's 34 years old, and me, I talk fatherhood. I'm old enough to be his daddy. Yeah. So I'm not going to crush him.
Yeah.
Here's my positive side. I've been working with Kevin Kelly to make my neighborhood better, and I'm not going to change horses in the middle of the stream.
Well, let me ask you a real question, Kevin. You know, say that Kevin Kelly does become the mayor of Cleveland. You know, Mayor Frank Jackson, I think he did a really great job for his 13 years in office, you know, thus far. You got some people laughing back there, you know, that we all entitled to our opinion. You know, what is it you think?
You know what they don't know? You know what they don't know? What we did. They think about Tamir Rice and they think about the 137 shots.
Yeah.
But they don't. You guys don't know what happened.
That was a real dark time.
No. We took care of our business on that. Because you remember they have to read to understand and try to seek to understand. When McGinty said a no bill on Tamir Rice with Timothy Loman, what did we do? We met.
Yeah.
And we got rid of McGinty, who was the prosecutor who did what he did, and we replaced McGinty.
And we was on this bill 10 years before that.
There you go. But a lot of people don't know that. So they say, then that happened about Tamir Rice. And I tell people, I say, no. We took him out. And so y'all didn't know that, did you?
Yeah.
See, y'all didn't know. You please just look it up. And then what did we do about the 137 shots?
What did we do about Cleveland?
Oh man, with Cleveland Clinic, we protest
Hold,
Cleveland Clinic.
but hold on, Kevin. All this begs the different.
Yeah, what
Hold
I'm
on,
saying.
hold on,
That we don't know.
Hold on,
work those things.
Yeah, hold
We work that.
up. Hold up.
Yeah, we'll take you back.
All that begs the question. All that sound good. I mean, how do we know Mr. Kelly has your ear and has the ear of the people in Ward 9 when it comes to our concerns about a quality of life like that, dealing with the people who police the community? I mean, you are on a safety board,
Safety chair.
Safety chair. You chaired the safety.
8 years.
8 years. 8 years.
And it did me dirty in the end, because we did what we did. It did me dirty in the end. You know what?
Yeah.
You know what happened with that piece.
But
it did.
but no, it still doesn't tear down your work.
Right. It doesn't tear down the work.
It doesn't tear down the work.
Right.
So how do we know that Mr. Kelly, and you don't know a person in full, but so far in your dealings, in your business dealings, in your candid conversations with Mr. Kelly, how do you feel? Do you feel like he will respond to people's concerns when those type of issues arrive in the community? Do you feel that he has a listening ear? Do you feel that, where can he get better at?
Great question. I think that Kevin needs to get embedded more into the East Side and to listen to us more over here. Like with me, I go and see him. I knock on his door. Okay, and I bring him to our community. I think that looking around in other areas on the East Side, probably he need to meet with their council members as well as the community stakeholders, like you guys as well, and so that way he can get an up close view and a sensitive ear.
Yeah,
and that would give him a genuine concern on what's going on. So you can't just put a mayor in office and you don't participate. Right. And I don't mean just voting, but I mean come down to the council meeting.
Well, Kevin, you've been a proponent of that for so long. I mean, we have candid conversations. You pull me to the side. Hey, man, I'm doing this stuff in the community. People want to talk this stuff, but I don't see them at the meetings.
Man, these people, they don't even go to, and when they should, they're not even engaged in their children's education in the schools with PTAs.
Yeah.
You're the boss. You're the boss of the teachers.
It works because we start coming to the meetings. I know Bud and Ms. Kim probably been going to the meetings for years, but we start going to the meetings. You was like, come to the meetings. We start coming to the meetings, and things did start to change.
Right. You got to be engaged. Here. The residents are the boss of the councilman, the mayor, the whole 9 yards. But you got to go to the school board meetings. If your children are there, and you have to let them know that you're their boss. Yeah. And they respect you more when you're engaged. I'm a former PTA president when my children was there. And so now, when you go, you might see 1, 2, maybe 3 parents, and you're happy with that. Either Patrick Henry, Mary McLeod Bethune,
or they won't let you in.
I try to be active with my daughter at school. You're not even allowed to. You got to drop your kid off at the door, and the teacher will come and take your child and walk her in.
Wow.
Doing COVID.
You gotta call to like be able to come into the school, like make an appointment.
During COVID. But here's something else you could do.
They let us do everything else. We should be able to go back into school. Our babies can go to school with they got a mask on. They no dividers, nothing. Why can't we see what's going on in these schools with our kids?
But you can. What you need to do, you have to document certain things. And for example, you see the principal of the school. They don't let you do what you think is policy. They feel that we're going to complain among ourselves. And you're not going to write a letter to Eric Gordon to let Eric Gordon know what's going on, CC the council member, CC the mayor, and say, please get back in touch with me on December the 11th. You give us a date. But if you say as soon as possible, well, your as soon as possible.
It's different.
Right, it's different from mine.
Yeah.
So you say get in touch with me by this date. Then you have documentation. Once they know that you are documenting them, they start moving.
Wow,
a lot of
that's
times
a great
we complain just among each other, do a paper trail, and that's how you get things done.
That's a great point. That's great.
You got to do it. You got to
definitely
do it
a
like
great
that.
point.
That way they know. They're like, oh man, she might go
I
to.
called this date, I didn't call that
Yep.
date, and I didn't call that date, and I got it all right.
Got a track record.
So,
Right,
so
right. And it's real simple. Who, what, when, and why, and where. Yeah, and you do the colon, and then just do that, and then CCS.
well, so far from our conversation, Mr. Conwell, it seemed like what Mr. Kelly needs to do, Kevin Kelly, what he may need to do is ingratiate himself more so on the east side.
You got to do that on the east side, and then we have to make him do it as well. And you know, when I was a council member in Little Italy, I had Little Italy. Boy, they would always send me letters. You know, you remember when I had Little Italy? They always sent me letters.
You were getting them offers you couldn't refuse.
I can tell you some stories of my cats up there, man.
Yeah.
Those are my cats. I want to tell you something else. I was thinking about issue 24. You know, I was a safety chair for 8 years. Here's something people really don't want you to know. The union, CPPA. And campaigning, you need campaign finance reform. You need campaign finance reform. Saying that the union, CPPA, they give campaign contributions to judges, prosecutors, district attorneys, and when they do that, your goose is cooked because they're looking at that money. Right. It's a cash game. Politics is a cash game.
Yeah. So
you could go in there thinking you want to get justice against this police officer. O'Donnell was looking at the police who gave him money, campaign contributions.
Yeah.
It should be that the police cannot give campaign contributions to judges, prosecutors, or district attorneys.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with that. Yeah, I'm in agreement with that.
And so they talk about issue 24, but they're not telling you about the money that flows through there. You go in and play a team.
I'm not familiar with issue 24. So what exactly is that?
Well, issue 24 is in a nutshell, they want to put a citizen review board over the police for the conduct of police officers.
You agree with that or not?
So they can do the citizen. I'm going to study it some more. I think that you really need, and we have it, but the sergeants, they're the ones that are the bosses of the police on the street, okay? And you have something called an early warning. So if you see that player T broke policy when you're on the street, you write player T up.
Wait, first of all, it's NWA, so it ain't gonna be player T, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
I feel all that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you write them up. See, that's what even happened with George Floyd. That guy had 13 marks against him. So you write them up, and then when you write them up, and if you break policy, either you move them out because the early warning system is telling you about their behavior. It's a system that we gauge people's behaviors. And you do that even in the workplace, whatever the case may be. If you're not gauging their behavior, then you don't know what job spot to put someone in. You see what I'm saying? All of that. Also, because evaluation, that's the key.
But it seems like for them to be working for us, we got very little say in this.
Because, you know, a lot of people don't show up.
Yeah.
They don't show up. They see it, they don't show up. They don't write letters, they don't document. And you can speak at the council meetings also. You can speak at the council meetings on Monday nights at 7 p.m.
When you get that little letter in the mail with his face on it, you gotta look at them dates.
Yeah, you gotta look at the dates. Yeah, you know, and you go down there and speak and you talk and you say the things, issues and concerns that you need and want. But a lot of time people, they don't show up for things. They don't show up at the school board meetings. They don't show up for PTAs. They talk.
All they do is show up at the store and gripe to you about what you ain't doing, Kevin.
Well, it take me 2 hours to come out of Save a Lot. So I sit back and I listen to everyone because I know my residents, they're my bosses. Right. And so you sit back and you listen. Yeah. And a lot of people don't vote. They don't feel their senses out. But we got to do those things, man. That's very important. Yeah. That's very, very important. I sit back and listen because I love my residents. I love my people. Before I became a council member, I was an activist. also. I mean, I help pioneer Harvest for Hunger. The fatherhood movement is me. I have a program that you guys would dig called Play It Forward Cleveland. You know about it? You heard about that? Play It Forward Cleveland, nice. We collect musical instruments. People donate us drum sets. They donate us trumpets, brass instruments, and we have money set aside. And we have teachers to teach children in the community. You remember, put that together. They teach them about music, how to read and write music, and how to get scholarships to college, dealing with music. And guess what we do when they finish learning from us? We give the kid the drum set that was the instruments that were donated to us. It's a really cool piece, man. A lot of instruments we have stored at Glenville High School. It's really cool, man. I mean, I got to get back.
Got a question back there?
Okay, not on that, on the issue 22, I think you said,
24.
or 24. Why, that's a very important issue. Why aren't we marketing, sending that out, getting out to our community, letting people know the importance of that? Because people are really being terrorized by the police, and that's something that is detrimental to our community.
In this case,
We need to be, I personally had a police officer who was giving me a hard time, but I'm good with pen and paper. So I'm just saying that we need to, I know that each community has money. I know we have an advertising budget. I know it's budgets for advertising. We need to be involved because we need to get issues like that out here.
Where do you stay? Where do you live?
What I'm saying is,
Where do you stay?
where do I stay?
What area?
Right here.
Right here? Right
On
here?
Superior.
I drop flyers all the time. I walk the neighborhood and put things out. We have them, put them here at this place right here, per se. But I order, like tomorrow morning, we're going out door to door, dropping about free eyeglasses and cataracts. But I'm just saying.
Yeah, but let me.
But we drop about everything.
Let me say this. I'm talking about getting to young voters because young voters aren't paying attention to that. I'm talking about getting on social media, hitting these young people up because they're the ones that's being affected by it more so than my 50-year-old behind. We need to let them know the importance. Hey, you better get out and vote. This is pertaining to you because we can say things that maybe you can't say.
I'm free. I mean, I am. I've done a lot of things that I can do and say. Anytime I go after a prosecutor, majority of people won't do that. I did it, or a judge, I'm free. I mean, I drop stuff in the neighborhood. They're doing it right now by issue 24. It's on the Facebook. They have Facebook page. They have advertising on it. Matter of fact, they're meeting with Francis Caldwell tomorrow at noon. They're at the African American History Museum located on Ansel, Huff and Ansel.
Yeah,
it's out
well,
there. And Brenda Bickerstaff, you want to bring them in and talk with them about it? Because she'll love to come to discuss it with you. Her and Donna Brown. And Donna Brown. Yeah. I know, man. They know. It's just like they pushed the census, but people didn't fill it out.
Yeah. What? You got another question, Ken?
I do have another question.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, well, let me piggyback on that too, and that's great how you getting it out there. But we got a relationship with you over 15 years. Plug us in because we need to be part of that. That's a passionate issue.
Right. We're gonna bring it in. We'll you got Donna Brown number, right?
Yeah.
She'll probably call me tonight, but that's who I was talking with. Yeah, Beautiful Blue when I was rolling in here. So we'll bring in Donna Brown and because they're pushing the issue right now.
I know you got to go, Kev, real quick. We're looking to have Kevin.
Close the show out, please.
Yeah. Thank you, Boogie. I appreciate that. We're looking to have Kevin Kelly come on the show eventually. If there's one question we ought to ask him in your mind, what should that question be?
About more economic development on Superior, 'cause that's my goal. We do need it. We do need it on Superior. And dollars for African American businesses, in the community. Where is he at with African American businesses? Because, we could hire more people in the community that's from the community. That's how you keep crime down. So, talk with them about it. Because it's dollars. It's dollars.
One more thing, Kevin. Speak to your legacy and your body of work right here, because we want to give you your flowers right now, brother. You're doing great things in the community. Like I said, you persevered through your own trial and tribulation, and I commend you for that.
Man, it was a rough thing.
Speak to that.
I believe in giving back, and even when I met my wife, and then we got together and we started Harvest for Hunger. And our Harvest for Hunger is feeding millions, it has fed millions of people in the Cuyahoga County. So you let those things grow on their own and create structure and system. Then we left from there. Then we started doing job fairs in the community. And we did job fairs at Glenville Library, Glenville YMCA, Corey United Methodist Church, all around Glenville Recreation Center. And we would go door to door, recruit people to put people to work and bring in businesses so that people could have jobs. I believe in the power of work. I probably sponsored at least 60 to 70 of them. Big time. You guys been to some of the things that I sponsored in the community, putting people to work. Then we left from there, and I said, well, dads need jobs, and dads need to take care of their kids. And then I helped to pioneer Fathers and Families Together. Was honored. Fathers and Families Together, it promotes fathers to be engaged with their children and to respect their children's mother. And that program is national. I was honored in Washington, D.C. as the National Father of the Year in 2001. And then when I left from there, then that's when people said, we need Kev to become the councilman. I was going to move up from that council seat eventually to become mayor of the city of Cleveland.
I
have an MBA
people pulling me to the
economics.
side. Yeah, I'm about to run for mayor.
And so, I read a lot of policy that's out there. The residents give me, like right now, I'm unopposed. I receive at least 80% of the vote or more. So I'm blessed with that. And that comes from walking the community and talking with the people out there in the community. I have a band, and we play for free throughout the entire county, man. We go and we play, like if there's a breast cancer issue or ovarian cancer group or things like that, we go in and we kick it for free, man. These are some of the baddest cats. We kick it for free. And then they take the proceeds instead of paying us, and they use it for their mission. For their mission. Matter of fact, we'll be playing with Gwen Garth with her arts program that's coming up Sunday around 3 o'clock. I think it's from 3 to 5. Okay. We there playing, and then she'll take, instead of paying the band $1,000 or $1,500, you use it towards your proceeds to help out.
Giving back.
Right, to giving back to the community. So I write policy, I do all those kind of things. But what I don't do, and you can look it up, things I tell you, I don't like to brag about it. We just get out there and we get involved and we do it.
That's true.
And the only reason you guys know, because y'all get on the ground with us.
That's right.
You get right on the ground with stuff like that happening, because if you spend your time bragging about it, it's less you'll be doing it. You're all griping about it, so you get busy and you get out there and do it. So I was gonna make that move, but the cancer, maybe God didn't want me to move.
Yeah, you would have had a very strong chance. I'd probably better than the two guys that's going on right now. They glad you slowed down a little bit.
Hold up, Bim, hold up.
Yeah.
I did to that people in the audience.
Yeah. It ain't over with yet, though. It ain't over with. It ain't over with. We probably revisit it in about another 4 years.
But you know what? When you vote and you vote for people, you got your cell phone right here. Just look it up. Look it up. Who doing what? If he says he doing this and that, majority of the time it's on the cell phone, man. Look this cat up. Who is this councilman? Who is this mayor? A lot of time we go, I heard.
Yeah, I heard. Just look him up.
I heard this. And you got a cell phone right there.
You can do your own personal research.
You do your own personal research. And then that's when you go and you vote. And a lot of people, they say, well, I ain't voting for no Democrats or Republicans. Look, I vote for whoever taking care of African Americans. Because we in bad shape. And we need dollars. And we need money for businesses. We need money for houses. We need money for schools. We need money for
You hear that, Mr. Bibb? You hear that?
We
you
need
hear
money
that,
for
Mr.
everything.
Kelly? Well,
Right.
We're going to take a
What are
break.
you
We
doing?
want to thank you, Kevin Conwell, Councilman Kevin Conwell.
To the recording place. He said you can call Capitol Records. I got it with me right now. I'll give you that right now.
I appreciate that. Play it, T. That's me. We'll be back with Boogie Shay to close the show. Oh!